Okay, so picture this. It's 1994 and you get back home from school or work and you just want to relax with a bit of music. So you put on Old Reliable. MTV.
Tired of zone defense, dribbling, and free throws?
MTV Sandblast, Sand Slam, kicking out the Monster Jam.
A channel famous for showing videos to some of the coolest artists on the radio.
Guys! This is for the segment! This isn't for you to eat! Spit that out! What are you doing?
You flip it on and go about your house, and while you're getting yourself a nice bowl of Cocoa Puffs, you hear a familiar jingle.
Happy Days is filmed before a live audience.
Happy Days?
Sunday, Monday, happy days. Tuesday, Wednesday, happy days.
The TV show on ABC?
Ready to race to you.
Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty well-known show. Who can say no to the Fonz and an older Opie as they go about their days in the nice mystical land of Wisconsin? But I thought it ended a decade ago. Guess MTV is showing it on their channel now. And so you sit right down to watch, and yeah, it seems like this is an episode of Happy Days. Cutting into the inside of Arnold's, where the owner, Al, looking pretty older than usual, is introducing patrons to a local band.
Kenosha, Wisconsin's own Weezer!
Wait, Weezer? Aren't they that new band that's gotten popular lately? Are they even from Kenosha? How is this an episode of Happy Days with a band that wasn't even around when the show was on?
Kenosha,
This is like
Wisconsin's
some show,
own
right?
Weezer!
Of course it is, Butt Munch. It's on TV.
Well, simple. This isn't an episode of Happy Days.
And a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4.
Let's drop the hypothetical situation here because this is instead the music video to their song Buddy Holly. Eat your heart out, Fortnite. We got a crossover 90s style. Oh wait, you can play Buddy Holly on Fortnite now. Okay, whatever. How exactly did this music video come to fruition now? Early in the year, Weezer had released their debut album and now they are hanging out with the cast of Happy Days. How were they even doing this? Well, without the use of special effects, they pulled off one of the most iconic music videos of the decade. And yes, that was a selling point for the music video back in '94. Don't worry, I'm going to explain all this and much more, so say it ain't so, because we are going to be discussing the history behind the time Weezer jammed out at the hottest spot in Wisconsin, and how it ended up becoming one of the first major videos to spread on computers. It is once again music video time, and we are talking about Buddy Holly by Weezer.
Listen to Chicago's own Veruca Salt, American Thighs featuring Seether. And Weezer released their debut album, Weezer, featuring Undone, the Sweater Song, and Buddy Holly.
The fourth track off Weezer's debut album, affectionately known as the Blue Album, take a wild guess why.
It's blue!
Buddy Holly is the album's second single that was released on September 7th, 1994. Interesting details about the song. For starters, singer Rivers Cuomo has said the song's inspiration came from his friends making fun of his Asian female friend at school. This explains these lyrics to the song then. She also wore a Mary Tyler Moore haircut, so basically the song is pretty autobiographical. On the other hand, the original version to the lyrics makes me wonder if that was the original intent. Wee you look like Ginger Rogers. Oh, I move just like Fred Astaire. Yeah, this isn't as catchy as the final product. The single's date is also the same day as the famous namesake Buddy Holly's birthday. Wild that they did that, just like how Holly would have been 58 in 1994, goes to show how young he was when he died. And I think the most interesting thing is Rivers Cuomo originally did not want this on the album. He thought the song was too cheesy and didn't represent the sound of Weezer. The idea that anything would be too cheesy for Weezer seems like a pretty alien thought. I'ma do the things that I wanna do. But I guess this is before Pinkerton and the Green Album were released, so anything went up in the air by then. And the song probably would have stayed off the album if it wasn't for the insistence of their producer for the album. Rick Ocasek.
You kept it going till the sun fell down. You kept it going.
Yes, the Cars lead singer was the producer for the Blue Album and was very persistent in getting Rivers to keep the song, calling it great. Bassist Matt Sharp recalling this in an issue of Blender. We thought Buddy Holly was a novelty. We were leaning toward not including it at all, but Rick said we'd be stupid to leave it off the album. We'd come into the studio in the morning and find all these little pieces of paper with doodles on them. We want Buddy Holly. And them giving in and letting this be on the album has led us to where we are right now, talking about the music video. To direct this video, the members of Weezer turned to a director they were very much familiar with, Spike Jonze.
Spike Jonze, the prince of MTV.
The man of MTV. The cornerstone of the market.
Spike Jonze at this time had already established himself as a real up-and-comer in music videos, especially with the music video he directed earlier that year, the Beastie Boys' Sabotage. And his work with Weezer, meanwhile, started off with the first single off the Blue Album, Undone, the Sweater Song. Undone was a huge hit on MTV when it premiered on the channel, and is partially responsible for Weezer's success. The video, by the way, is meant to look like it was shot in one take, and the video featuring them behind a blue screen and then suddenly having dogs appearing at the end. I mean, sounds like a recipe for a hit video, and it is.
See, we realized that he could get us on MTV.
See, that's how it is. We said, Geffen, they're going to make us big. Spike is going to present us correctly.
And did he?
Yeah,
well,
Spike.
I think the results speak for themselves.
In an interview with Imprint magazine, bassist Matt Sharp said that Jonze had 3 ideas for the music video. While he couldn't remember the first 2, he said they weren't great. As for the third idea, which was the Happy Days concept, Sharp said, "I don't think you'll be able to pull it off, but if you can do it, do it."
So Matt, how did you guys meet up with Spike Jonze?
We haven't actually met him yet.
Really? Your video director you've not met? So are you telling me that the great Spike Jonze doesn't even show up to video shoots?
No, he does. We don't.
Carl Coach, assistant to Weezer and the unofficial 5th member of the band, said in Undone, the complete oral history of Weezer from Magnet Magazine in 2014, nearly all the members said yeah to the idea, except Rivers. Cuomo was not certain that this can be pulled off, and for good reason. Happy Days, you gotta remember, is an intellectual property owned by Paramount, so that would mean they would have to get permission by Paramount to use the clips of Happy Days. Okay, yeah, so trade a couple bucks, David Geffen is good for it. Problem solved, right? Not quite. The issue isn't copyright reasons to get the clips of the show. The issue is getting permission to use the likenesses of the cast members for the video. It's the personality rights they needed for this situation, because otherwise they could easily be sued for this.
Do you remember the future?
One famous example of this being in 1990, involving actor Crispin Glover in Back to the Future 2. He filed a lawsuit against Universal Studios for both using his likeness and for using older footage from the first movie so it could be used in the second without his permission. The result in that case resulted in Glover being awarded hundreds of thousands of dollars in damages, and the Screen Actors Guild changing their rules to prohibit its members from unauthorized mimicking of other SAG members. So when you're watching Buddy Holly's music video, the cast members you see gave permission to be in it, which, by the way, was a bit more difficult than you would think. They were able to get permission from the likes of Ron Howard very easily, but Anson Williams, who played Potsy, and Aaron Moraine, who played Joni, were apprehensive at first. Williams did allow his likeness after getting a letter from David Geffen himself, but what really got the other members to agree was when one well-known cast member said yes very quickly, Henry Winkler himself.
I know that you've seen it before, but wow, are you going to enjoy it again? I think they're the band of the 90s. Ladies and gentlemen, Weezer.
Once everyone heard the Fonz signed off on this, everyone else was on board. And from there, the music video was made, being shot at A&M Studios, currently known as Chaplin Studios.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, tonight, live.
Now, for the music video itself, like I said, it's shot like an episode of Happy Days, though it does use clips of the show throughout. One episode in particular can be seen at the beginning of the music video.
Fried chicken stand. You wanted to see it.
When I looked up You Wanted to See It, thinking it was a real show, it ended up giving me the results for You Asked For It.
You asked for it.
A program from the 1950s. Its Wikipedia page mentioned that this show was parodied in the 3rd season episode Fearless Fonzarelli Part 1. Interesting facts about this episode includes that this was the first appearance of Arnold, who was played by Pat Morita, and the announcer at the beginning is one of the original hosts of You Asked For It, Jack Smith, who hosted from 1958 to 1959. This is just one of many clips used throughout the music video to form their own Frankenstein of an episode. According to Jonze, in an article for the November 2003 issue of Spin magazine, he and his longtime editor went through numerous Happy Days episodes for scenes inside Arnold's. Happy Days ran for 255 episodes, by the way. I don't know what episode of Happy Days was used for the music video, and I don't think anyone has had the time and effort to look into this. I personally have only seen like maybe 3 episodes of my life before making this music video time. I believe the pilot and the Robin Williams episode, so I cannot tell you what ended up in the final cut, but if you're bored one day and want to answer this ancient riddle, be my guest. The video is set inside the iconic Arnold's Diner from the show where we see Weezer perform. From there, people dance to the performance of Buddy Holly, which is a sensible thing to do. Buddy Holly is one of my all-time favorite songs by Weezer. Don't you ever fear, I'm always there. Now, what makes this music video interesting besides its set piece is the editing. You see members of Weezer and some background dancers dancing, and the way they cut this video together to give reaction shots to members of Happy Days really makes it organically look like as if that they are reacting to the performance Weezer is doing. Also important to mention, Al Molinaro is appraising his role as Al DeVecchio, who took over Arnold's in season 4.
Oh, hey, please try the fish.
Also, some of the dancers you see in the music video are friends of Weezer. This included Tony Maxwell for the band That Dog. Come out, wherever you are. Other band member Anna Waronker is said to be in the video, but her face is never visible.
How do you get in all these videos? And I'm talking about your appearance in Buddy Holly video. And
No, I'm in that too.
You are?
Yeah, but you can't see me.
It's on her backside.
You can see my ass.
Was that you?
Uh-huh.
Oh, man.
Oh, that
You noticed that ass.
You know, to really make this look as authentic as possible, they use body doubles of the established cast members to appear in the actual new footage. For Richie Cunningham, for example, Spike Jonze was apparently the body double in some shots.
I never thought I would see the day when I would be dressed up like Richie Cunningham, directing Al DeVecchio sitting in Arnold's. And basically that's what happened.
What a weird thing to know Jonze has been doing body doubles in music videos. A previous time I brought this up was in Depeche Mode's Wrong, where he played someone who got run over. Fonzie, meanwhile, who does a dance near the end, was the video stylist Casey Storm. If you look at the crew for this video, they would end up being regular collaborators for Spike Jonze, even all the way up to his movie Her in 2013. Talk about close-knit. Wish I knew how long it took to make this video, because it had to have taken a bit to edit all these episodes of Happy Days to implement this idea. But it was worth it due to how well made this video is. The music video works because it does its best to act like an episode of Happy Days. It's very tongue-in-cheek with them knowing that they're in a very, you know, cheesy TV show, so they kind of play up on this.
And I guess it's Happy Days. Yeah. Crappy days. Pretty funny, bucket.
But I will admit, if you're paying attention to the video, you kind of notice the continuity issues throughout. Going through hundreds of episodes of the show just to get clips of the inside of Arnold's and reaction shots of the cast members will probably result in this happening. It's perfectly fine to do, but I think it's really funny how often they cut to Richie Cunningham, and he has at least 3 different outfits throughout. Not an issue, this isn't a serious music video. It's a fun concept that makes good use of old footage. You can't split hairs if the newer footage doesn't quite look like the footage from 10-20 years ago. Even though it's funny seeing Fonzie showing up and upstaging Weezer with his dance moves, and you briefly see a clip where I guess there was a dance competition in Arnold's one episode, and they kept that in. Also, the body double is doing his best, dancing with his back to the camera. On a normal circumstance, this could be seen as a faux pas, but again, not a serious video. It seems so funny what reaction shots they even use. Like this one of Arnold near the end, and then just this shot in general. I don't get why they were upset about that guitar riff at the end, but maybe they just thought it was funny to do. The real highlight for the video for me comes right before the breakdown.
Stay tuned for more Happy Days.
Countdown to cure.
It's just a matter of time before we stop a killer.
Leukemia causes the death of more children than any other disease.
and more adults than children.
Research by the Leukemia Society of America has brought us very close to finding a cure.
This close.
But we need your help to continue the fight.
It'll be a happy day when we can put an end to this killer.
It's a matter of time.
Yeah, just stops and pretends to go to commercial. I love how unconventional that is for a music video. You just know Spike Jonze did this because he knew he could do this. It's a literal showstopper. It's funny how despite being based on a real event that happened with Rivers Cuomo, in the video he's not wearing his iconic black-rimmed glasses. I assume this is how most 50s acts were supposed to look like when they were playing live, looking clean-cut and approachable, but not having his glasses seems in a way ironic. Also, him saying homies and happy days just gives me a chuckle. But at the end of the video, people end up cheering on Fonzie more than Weezer's performance. Because, you know, it's the Fonz.
The Fonz be with you.
And also with you.
Let us
With a quick Happy Days transition, it cuts to Al congratulating the band on their performance, while they themselves give a less than stellar review of The Fish.
That's not so good, Al. Yeah.
Ends with Al's catchphrase, and it concludes a pretty iconic music video.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
The video made its premiere on MTV during the week of November 6, 1994. The song was also performed live on 120 Minutes back in August. Fun thing about how dedicated Weezer fans are online is the fact that the Weezerpedia page actually has a link to a Usernet discussion about its premiere. Good job, Weezerpedia. The same week, it would be on MTV's main rotation and would be exclusive on the channel for some time. This video would be very popular on MTV, especially during the week of December 4th, 1994, where it was the third most played video on the channel, right behind Nirvana and Snoop Dogg. The response to this video was strong. Do want to bring up a review I found about the video when it came out. This is from Matthew Gilbert of the Boston Globe. Happy Days is here again. Astonishingly, director Spike Jonze drops his pop band right into an episode of the beloved 70s TV sitcom. While Weezer plays on the stage at Arnold's, characters from the series, Richie and Potsy and Ralph Mouth, mill about as usual. Even Fonzie shows up and does a very cool dance. It's a clever postmodern trick, a 1990s band and a 1970s show about the 1950s, and while Weezer interacts with the crowd, you can't detect any technological manipulation. It's awesome! Alas, the song itself, a Beach Boys type number with lyrics like "I look just like Buddy Holly and you're Mary Tyler Moore," grows tedious. And the gimmick, marketing to a generation steeped in its own pop history, is shallow. We should just be glad they didn't decide to visit the Brady Bunch. Overall score being a 2.5 stars out of 5. I get not liking the song, Weezer is an acquired taste, but it seems funny how he calls one aspect of the video awesome while saying it's a shallow gimmick for the older generation. I'm not sure I agree. If you look at Sabotage, the video was a roaring tribute to 70s cop shows and how over the top they were. I don't think Jonze was necessarily catering to the older demographic while making it, especially since I don't think the older demographic listened to the Beastie Boys. Buddy Holly was less broad in its tribute, but it certainly matched the tone and aesthetic Happy Days had. And I also don't think Weezer gave a crap about people older than them. I really don't know how you could make it less shallow, considering Happy Days is a pretty surface level sitcom.
This is the one where the Fonz goes, "Ay."
Like, what more do you want? Rivers giving Mr. Cunningham a high five or something? I just don't know. What I also think is funny is that drummer Pat Wilson boasted that there was no CGI used for the video. Just them using the power of editing and clever camera tricks. Despite this, I did find at least one newspaper blurb said that the Fonz was added in the music video through computer manipulation. God, I love when people didn't understand computers in the 90s.
How did they do that though? How did you get to work with Al? Was Al actually there in the shot? Or was
Well,
he
you know, we
computer
can't divulge all the secrets.
You don't want to
now.
talk about
You
all
know,
that.
you demystify stuff. Yes. It comes from recently declassified military technology.
Oh, I see.
The 1995 MTV Video Music Awards, live from New York.
With strong reactions from the MTV crowd, it would result in Buddy Holly's music video getting nominated at the 1995 Video Music Awards.
And the winner is Weezer, Buddy Holly.
Nominated for 5 Moon Men, during that ceremony, they would win Best Editing, Best Alternative Video, Breakthrough Video, and Best Director for Spike Jonze.
And the winner is Spike Jonze, Buddy Holly, Weezer!
I don't have anything great to say except thanks a lot for Weezer to let me make this video with them, and everyone that helped make it, Vince and Terry and Casey and Scott Henderson, and
the only award it lost was for Video of the Year.
TLC,
That went to TLC's Waterfalls. Now, TLC was one of my earliest childhood groups I listened to when I was a baby. Songs like No Scrubs, very important in my household. So what I am about to say should not be taken lightly.
people in our lives, you know.
TLC should not have won. I think out of the 4 nominated in that category, TLC had the weakest video. If I had to make a choice, it would have been Buddy Holly as the winner, and Michael Jackson and Janet Jackson's Scream, probably a close second. Hell, it would have been cool to see Weezer sweep at the ceremony. We didn't get to see that, unfortunately. Infamously, Sabotage lost all 5 of its video award nominations the year prior, so this probably would have been seen as making up for that shutout. There is an argument to be made, which is the superior video, sure, but man, did I find Waterfalls to be the most poorly aged of the bunch. Why? Well, maybe things were different then, but I just find this video to just be... Oh, I might do a music video time on Waterfalls one day, but simply put, there's so many things throughout this video that just do not look good 30 years later. Specifically, the CGI. Like, originally, I thought it was funny how band members were praising the music video for not having computer effects in it, but thinking about it, it definitely helped the music video age well. I mean, it being in high definition these days makes it more apparent which is the new footage and which is from Happy Days, but I would say 30 years later, it holds up well. Other awards the video received included winning Clip of the Year and New Artist Clip for Alternative Modern Rock at the Billboard Music Video Awards. Meanwhile, at the 1995 MTV Europe Music Awards, it was nominated for Best Director, but lost to Michel Gondry for his work on Protection by Massive Attack featuring Tracy Thorn. While this was a massive hit on MTV, the music video would end up getting an unexpected boost in visibility, all thanks to Microsoft and their industry standard Windows 95. On the installation CD-ROM that came with every Microsoft computer at the time, the Buddy Holly video was included. Weezer's label owner David Geffen had brokered a deal with Microsoft to include it and Edie Brickell's Good Times. Despite the band looking like the biggest nerds on campus, none of them had a computer, and they also didn't know anything about this deal going down. As Pat Wilson said, "I was furious because at the time I was like, how are they allowed to do this without our permission? Turns out it was one of the greatest things that could have happened to us. Can you imagine that happening today? It's like there's one video on YouTube and it's your video." Basically, Buddy Holly's music video ended up becoming one of the first major viral videos on computers. Shockingly, Edie Brickell's Good Times could not hold a candle to a Spike Jonze video. Speaking of YouTube, currently the video is the 3rd most viewed video on their YouTube channel, amassing 86 million views in the span of 16 years. Which makes sense, this is considered one of the best music videos of all time, even appearing on multiple best of lists like Rolling Stone. As for the song, when it was released, it peaked at number 2 on the US Billboard Modern Rock Tracks chart, and at number 18 on the US Hot 100 Airplay chart. And just like the video, the song is also considered one of the greatest of all time, especially in the 1990s. Also appearing on Rolling Stone's 500 Greatest Songs list. As of 2024, Buddy Holly is certified 3 times platinum by the RIAA. And as a late addition for this video, in 2026, Weezer's Blue Album was inducted into the US Library of Congress's National Recording Registry for cultural, historical, and aesthetic importance in the nation's recorded sound heritage. How about that? You know, it's kind of funny to think how ingrained Weezer is in the popular zeitgeist. This band always seems to have had some form of relevance in pop cultures, and it might have to do with how popular their music videos were at the time, especially one being made by a legendary director like Spike Jonze. I like Buddy Holly. This and Sabotage were the two music videos that really put him on the map before he ever had a movie career. Though, I will admit, as much as I love Buddy Holly as a song, the video, maybe not as much. Like, I would probably say Jones's work on Sabotage, I like more. Like, I think that it's a much better video as it matches both the song's energy and just being a really bombastic video. Jonze just does a good job matching the vibe a song has with a music video. You can see that in Sabotage, you can see that in Buddy Holly. They established the aesthetic well, especially with the Happy Days concept. Buddy Holly by Weezer is a fundamental classic for music videos and 90s songs. What may have seemed like a ridiculous idea worked out incredible for everyone involved. Just another clear instance of everything working out for the best. If you haven't seen Buddy Holly, go check it out. Highly recommend it. I don't care about that. Have a happy day, and thanks for your time. And for as low as $1 on Patreon, you can help support the channel, or if you want to give out $5 a month, you can have your name be shown at the end of each video. Thanks for your time.